Hi, I'm Greg Calger with Perfect Wedding Guide. Thanks for joining us today for today's networking luncheon. We do these luncheons on a regular basis. We would love to have you join us whenever you can. The goal of Perfect Wedding Guide is to provide an affordable means for wedding vendors to get out in front of potential couples. We would love to talk to you about the packages that we offer and the new lower pricing that's now available. So make sure that we connect soon. Let's get into today's luncheon. All right. Well, thank you all for being here again today. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to learn some things as well. One of the things that we have been working through is exactly how to help you understand the power of Perfect Wedding Guide. And to help us today, one of the biggest things is going to be you getting reconnected to PWG on their website and getting a presence there. So we have actually went to National and said, can you put us together a very quick explanation on how simple this is to do? So direct your attention to the screens.
I'm Jamie Kinder with Perfect Wedding Guide National. I had the privilege to join your luncheon mid-September and meet many of you. So thank you for the warm welcome. What a great city and what great people. We are enthusiastic to see what you all have in the works for the next 12 and 24 months coming. You have strong leadership with Perfect Wedding Guide there representing you, and we couldn't be more excited to watch everybody grow and flourish. I wanted to go over a couple things with you today. Thank you for giving me a couple minutes of your time. With the website. So first off, we are, I'm not going to say developing a new domain because that would be inaccurate. This is the same domain. Perfectweddingguide.com has been the domain for almost 30 years. What we are doing is we are redeveloping all the capabilities of the website. So a new face would be a great way to describe it. New tools for both our vendors and our couples. So we are determined, and we will not stop until we have the user experience for both that we desire. What we have done is we have, after the acquisition and before we had the privilege of Greg and Tim and the team joining forces with us to license Cincinnati and surrounding areas, what we did on a national level was we moved all listings to a free position. What this allows our vendors to do then is to go in and select the preferred listing level that they would like and to do an upgrade through the site. That gives our vendors the ability to manage their online listing level. And you're already logging in, of course, or we want you to log in to add content and optimize your online listing to keep it current, keep the information fresh. Our job and our role is to connect your business to engage couples. So our responsibility then would be, it lies in reminding you of the importance of having current content available for available for engaged couples to view. They're going to read reviews. They want to see pictures. They want to watch videos. They want to click through to your social media platforms, right? So it's our responsibility to impress upon you the importance of doing this. So again, with the acquisition and the timing, it worked out for us to put every listing into a free position. So now we need your help. It's time for you to do your part as our vendors, as our wedding community who we're here to serve. So for those that do not currently have an online listing, you're going to add one. I'm going to show you how. And I'm going to do that first. And the reason is then I can show you all options as far as there are 3 different listing levels you can choose from. And then I'm going to show our current vendors who have a listing how they can upgrade. So what we're going to do is go to add listing. So now that we're in the add listing section, just so you know, we can do monthly or you can choose to pay annual. And if you choose to pay annual, oopsie, If you choose to pay annual, you'll get a 15% savings for doing so. Okay. Either way is fine, but you do get a discount for paying annually. So here you'll select your market. Again, this is for brand new listings. You'll select your market. And then here are the differences between the three plans. Okay, so we have gold, we have platinum, and we have premium. Let's start with gold. Gold is our basic plan. So gold is, you're there. Couples can find you. You can see, obviously, the X's mean it's not included, but what is blue check marked is indeed included. So you have a place for engaged couples to see your business, read reviews, and see some photos. Okay, it is our basic listing, but it's still a place for you to be visible. It also provides your team at Perfect Wedding Guide a link, a URL for your online listing. Should we choose, or should we discuss or decide to do any kind of promotion that includes your company. So then we have your URL that we can use on social media and in newsletters, etc. And when the engaged couples, your prospect, sees that online listing link, right, or sees the link, which can be embedded into a photo or something of that nature, that will get us down a totally different rabbit hole. But we'll now have a place to send our prospective buyer, our brides and grooms, mother of the bride, etc. Whomever is seeing that URL link, they can click through to your online listing and read all about your company. Okay. Platinum includes also social media links, a link to your website, videos, and all platinum listings are going to rotate above the gold listing. So there's a lot of value to having a platinum listing over a gold listing. Okay. The difference between platinum and premium listings will indeed rotate above platinum. Platinum rotates above gold. So with premium, those will always list first and rotate amongst themselves. So premium will rotate amongst premium. Platinum will rotate amongst platinum. So what you get here as well as, top placement is you will get access to our database of engaged couples. So that's huge if you do email marketing, or if you like to pick up the phone and call. Now, we currently have chosen not to mandate phone numbers. Many of our engaged couples provide phone numbers anyway. So it's really important that, that you have access to this if you like to follow up with your prospect, if you like to be in charge of initiating that contact with your prospective bride and groom. So this is the place that you want to be. So once you make the decision on which listing level you want to proceed with, you'll click continue and walk through the setup process. It's really pretty standard, pretty basic as far as the simplicity behind it.
So there you've heard it from the national level of how simple it is to use Perfect Wedding Guide. We are in the fourth quarter of the year, October, November, and December. My 26 years of retail background has taught me that the fourth quarter is the golden quarter, okay? As a retailer, you're going to do a ton of business in the fourth quarter. And what's unique about the wedding industry, it holds true as well. Because the fourth quarter is typically a heavy booking quarter. Most engagements, matter of fact, it's like 20% of all engagements happen between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So what's the first thing a couple's going to do once they get engaged? You can interact. Google. They're going to be looking for vendors. They're going to Google. They're going to be out searching. And probably even before that. We was at a wedding show, last Sunday or 2 Sundays ago. And I was talking to a girl, and she's like, well, I haven't got engaged yet, but I know it's coming. Okay? So they're out there shopping right now. This is the time of year you've got to have all your marketing pieces in place. Because as we launch into 2021, I honestly believe, this is me speaking, it's going to be a new year. And there's going to be some things that are going to be refreshing in the atmosphere in which we live right now. So already 2021, if you're watching your numbers, is a heavily booked period. Okay? Matter of fact, on the Studio C entertainment side of business, I just looked last night. I've already got more 2021 bookings than I do 2020 bookings. And it's not even 2021. So that's pretty crazy. So all that to say, you've got to get your ducks in a row, as the saying goes, to get your marketing in place. Okay? And we want to help you do that. So I'm going to give you some information while you're eating lunch today. I encourage you to look at it, not so much today, but look at it in the weeks ahead. And let's talk about how we can help you become stronger in this wedding industry. Because it's a crazy world we live in. Okay? And there's one thing that's for sure. People are going to get married. We've proven that. You've heard it today. Weddings are still happening, and they're still happening in a big way. So don't let the past taint your present and your future. Okay? We are ready to have our keynote speaker. You ever been called that before, Bob? A keynote speaker?
Yeah, many times.
All right, good deal. Mr. Bob Talty with Business Performance Resource Group. Give him a hand, would you?
That's enough, thank you. Are we ready to go? Whoa, you gotta turn that down. Can everybody hear me? Yes. You sure? Okay. Okay, you're going to have to pay attention because I throw tennis balls.
Do you? Okay.
Well, I'm Bob Talty with Business Performance Resource Group, and I'm excited to be here because we're introducing the Business Performance Resource Center here at the Event Connection, which is a new resource that will be available to you and other businesses to help grow your business. And so I'm here to tell you a little bit about what we're going to offer in the Business Resource Center. Now, you've got a folder being handed out to you from Brian. Everybody knows Brian? Say, hey, Brian. I guess I should tell you a little bit about me first. I was born at a very early age. I grew up and I'm here. That's it? Sorry about that. The reason I'm throwing tennis balls is because challenges are coming at us from all directions quickly in today's environment. Would you agree? Particularly with the COVID and so forth. So we have to be ready to catch them and move on. So really everything has changed and nothing will be the same again, and you will have outside forces impacting your business. Now in your folder, if you're paying attention and not eating, I'm looking. See, I've had trouble with you before. In your folder on the left-hand side are a copy of the slides. Okay? And they're in color, so this will be on your bill for the lunch. So I want you to go along with this and work with this. First thing I want you to do is, out of this list of the forces of change in business today will all fall into one of these categories. What I want you to do is mark the top 3 that you think will impact your business the rest of the year and into 2021. So let's mark the top 3 real quick. Let's go over here. Which ones, guys?
Marketplace competition.
Yep. Unfortunately, policy, because of all the lockdowns and bullshit, right? I'm sorry, I didn't say that. You didn't hear that. That was an echo. Gotta watch that. Policy, yeah, I mean, it's a nightmare. I mean, just a nightmare. Okay, what else?
Events environment.
Huh?
The events environment.
Yes, okay. That's a new category. That just came on the list probably about 10 years ago. That could be man-made disasters, and we've had a lot of those, and we still have some, and natural disasters. Okay, second thing I want you to do is of the three you pick, I want you to label them either controllable, manageable, or uncontrollable. Let's do it real quick. So of these four, it says some of them you can't control. So what do we do with those? We try to minimize their impact, right? Okay? So in your business plan that we're going to help you build, I want you to be able to define the top three forces of change that are impacting your businesses, and I want you to be able to apply one of these to each and write a little contingency plan. Does that make any sense? Hello? I work with a lot of businesses, and they're so concerned about the business, they're not concerned about what's impacting the business. Okay, so is everybody up with me? Okay. So today's experience generation consumer, what do you suppose that means? Experience generation. We've come through the industrial society, come through the service base in the 50s, 60s, baby boomers. How many boomers do we have? A couple, good. Okay, so now we're in the experience base. What do you suppose that means? What are today's consumers looking for?
They're able to shop online and compare prices before they even come to your shop.
Yes, I mean, that's impacting the selling cycle. But you're right, they're looking for an whole experience. From the time they decide to have a wedding, for example, all the way through the wedding, they're looking for the whole experience. And there's really only three types of experiences today: unsatisfied, satisfied, and enthusiastic. There is no, gee, that was okay. The point is, satisfied is not good enough anymore, because under their contentment with your service, they're always looking for a better experience. So the first thing I encourage you, regardless of what you sell, and you only sell one of three things: products, services, or experiences. Everybody sells the customer experience, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. So you need to create a unique experience around what you sell, whether it's fast food, catering, flower shops, whatever. So really, you need to look at your customer base. The satisfied people are gone, and they've taken their COI with them. What does COI mean? Anybody know? Circle of influence. All their people on Facebook and everything. So if you have a bad experience, they're gone, taking people with them. They're always looking for a better experience, and you want enthusiastic customers who will leverage your experience and, in fact, advocate for it. So really, in today's environment, you really only have one of three types of business situations. We used to have stability, we used to have maturity. They're no longer available. So you're either in startup and launch, 0 to 18 months. You're either competing and growing, 10% annual revenue increase today, or by default, you're in decline. Okay? So in your packet, we've given you, on the right side, okay, we've given you some homework. First thing in there is a form like this. And this is called a Business Performance Discovery Worksheet. We're not going to do it today, but you're going to take it home with you, and we're going to help you do it with a series of 3 conferences, help you fill it out. What it is a litmus test. It's going to throw cold water in your face and say, okay, do I have these things in place or don't I? So you're going to go through this list, and you're going to put a yes or a no. You're not going to put a maybe. You're not going to put, well, my wife thinks we should do this, or you know what I'm saying. Everybody got that? You can put a yes or no. Then you're going to go back over the list, and everything you label no, you're going to put a 1, 2, or a 3. You're going to set a priority on it. Okay? If it's a 1, it's a problem that you got to solve now to survive. If it's a 2, it's a need you got to meet to compete. If it's a 3, it's an opportunity you can leverage. So that's your homework. You take this home and you start going through it. And I'm going to share in a little bit how we're going to help you with it. The second one in there is a DNA profile worksheet. So where we really have to start, are you the right person to be doing the job you're doing in your business? As a SCORE volunteer for over 10 years, one of the #1 failures I found in business is this: the wrong person with the wrong skills in the wrong position doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. Has everybody got me? So what's the opposite of that? We got to figure out who the right people are, give them the right skills. So there's homework there. I want you to go to a DISC profile website and take a DISC profile. And the next time we talk, we'll go over that. I want to make sure you've got the right people in the right place doing the right thing at the right time. How many in here think they're in startup and launch, 0 to 18 months? How many think they're in growth, compete in growth? How many think they're in recovery, stabilize and recovery? Yeah. Now, this isn't demeaning at all. It's just saying that when you develop a plan today, you have to develop a plan to move or improve your position. Okay, so you have, if you're in decline, you need to admit that and say, okay, we're going to do things quicker, better, faster. If we're in growth, we can take a little more time. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Now, I'm going to introduce a new term. It's called business performance. What do you think that means? Quick, anybody? Anybody? In the old days, we had sales, right? We had marketing, right? Did these two get along typically? Sometimes. But, gee, I need more marketing funds for web. No, I need cost of sales, right? Then we had customer service, right? Here's what business performance means. It's on the screen. Today, we do not do silos. You have to bring your marketing, sales, customer service. Anything that touches the customer is what we call a front office function, a business performance function. So you bring them together and you collaborate. So what we do is we help you with business performance out of the center, which is going to be here. Does that make any sense? Hello? Yes. Okay. Your challenges fall into these 3 categories, as I mentioned. And most of your challenges today, aside from the economy, the global crisis, falls into the customer life cycle. Now, 20 years ago, we didn't understand the customer life cycle. The only one who did was Gillette. They sold you a razor, they gave you a razor and sold you what? Blades. So they understood the customer life cycle. Today, if we understand the customer life cycle and we create positive life cycle experiences at each stage, And we leverage profit, sales, customer acquisition in each stage. That's where we need to be. That's what BPRG and the Resource Center can help you do. Any question about that? Again, some new terms, customer life cycle. Okay? So we've created kind of three or four solution packages. You have to start with the proper structure. And I imagine, regardless how many people you have in your company, you have some sort of a little organization chart, right? Do you agree? Do you have an org chart? How about this table? Do you have an org chart?
Absolutely.
Who's on top?
Me?
Well, we're going to change that. I'm sorry. First thing we do is align the organization, and we reverse it. Who's on top? The customer. Customer. And then what we call business performance people who touch the market. And then we have business operations people who support them. Then we have the executive suite who supports everybody. So what we do, but part of what we'll do in the Resource Center is we'll help you understand the organization and get the right people in the right place. Now, planning is no longer an annual event. How many of you have a business plan? Come on, be honest. Good. Great. Okay, planning is no longer an annual single event. It's an ongoing collaborative process and a cumulative process based on your current situation. So, if you're in startup and growth, you have a 0 to 18-month plan because you have to have first year of operation. If you're in growth, you're in a 6 to 12-month growth plan because you may need to have some resources available. If you're in recovery, you make a 3 to 6-month plan. So regardless of whether you're actually in recovery or you're stable, you need to have a 3 to 6-month plan. And you only identify 5 things you're going to do to stabilize and recover the company. You don't put a whole list in. So what we help you do at the Resource Center, and this one form will help you do, is to say, okay, here's where I'm at. Here's the 5 things I'm going to do to get to the next level. And we focus down very, very quickly. And then we help you do that. Any question about that? So, you have only 3 types of plan. You have a tactical, strategic, or a launch plan. And the duration of the plan depends on your current situation. Then you have to execute. So at the service center here, upstairs, we're going to offer these services under those solution packages I showed you before. Now, some of the services will be, if you look in your package, there's a page that describes the services. The services will be provided by us, me, and Brian, with over 65 years experience in the business. I have a unique background with small business and global corporation. So we will run the center. It'll be here in this building. And if you look down at the bottom, some of the services will be free, like the 3 webinars we're going to have coming up, or the 3 Zoom conferences. Some will be discounted through the center, courtesy of Tim and his generosity. It's the first time I've ever seen that displayed. And there will be some that will have a charge to it. Okay? So all these things will be available to you. Notice next generation sales, incremental sales, life cycle sales. Okay, we have extensive experience in sales. and sales has changed drastically. 60-70% of a sale is done before two people meet today. So we have to do things differently. Okay? Now, the return on any investment you may have to make through the center are these things: increase market share, grow revenue. Even in today's environment, we've worked with all types of clients: restaurants, engineering companies, bakeries, and wedding planners, large corporations. So these are some of the benefits that you'll receive. We'll help you to set some goals and objectives and ratios. What does ratios mean? What's more important, to track goals, objectives, or ratios? Anybody, take a guess. I've tracked everything in salespeople for years, from hat size to waist size to results, and I track ratios. Of all the people who want or have a need for what you sell, how many can you get their attention? How many suspects can you convert to prospects? So your conversion ratio. How many prospects can you transition or engage to be a buyer? How many buyers can you close? And how many customers can you retain? So we can help you in the center set new goals, objectives, and ratios. Okay? Now, how ready are you to engage with us in the center? And you've got the slide in front of you. You can take it home and look it over. I'm not going to go into it in detail. This is a basic qualification for anything, regardless of what you sell, whether you sell wedding services or whatever. These are the decision criteria that the customers have before they'll buy from you. So it's a qualification worksheet, basically. So I'm saying to you, are you ready to work with the center? But what you need to be doing is taking this and saying, okay, Tom and Mary, do you really have a need to get married? Do you have a desire to do it? Do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? Do this? Okay? That can help you a lot in sales. Now, we don't have much time. You need to engage the center. We will help you. We'll do it economically. And you either be shaped or shape, renew your passion, and so forth. So that's really all I have to say. Why isn't this working? Come on. There we go. That's my younger brother. Does anybody have any questions? Bottom line, we're working with Tim and the team here to create a business performance resource center. We'll have an office upstairs. And what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 Zoom conferences in the next 3 Wednesdays to help you work through your discovery worksheet. The first week we'll talk about the top of the worksheet, the second week we'll talk about the middle, and the third week we'll talk about the bottom of it. It's free. All you have to do is call in and register for the conference. And we'll help you work through it, help you understand what the questions are, and help you deal with some of the challenges that it faces. From that, you can create your plan. Okay, and to help you do that, we will have walk-in Wednesdays from 9 until noon, where you can just come in. We'd like you to call ahead and bring your stuff, and we'll sit down and work with you. Okay? as a part of the network, we'll do that free. We'll also have appointment Fridays. If you want to make an appointment, we'll do it on Fridays. So you have access to us and the center under those conditions which are on your sheet. Any question about that? We're excited to be here. It's a new venture, and we think that it's going to be exciting, that we're going to help all kinds of businesses, but we're going to focus on your segment, the wedding and event segment. Okay, I'm very involved with it. I've been working with Tim and this group for years. And my wife is the concierge at Carver's. Carver's is a part of the network. We do catering and so forth, so we're very aware of the business. Does anybody have any question? Has this been of any value? Yes. Thank you. I'm done. You can keep your tennis balls. One time I was in I'll give you a very quick story. When I first started with NEC Corporation, the global electronics company, my boss, the president of NEC America, took me to Tokyo to do a speech over in Tokyo to the Japanese NEC. He wanted me to take the tennis balls. So we took a whole bag of tennis balls over there, right? And so we got to the airport, and they started looking in the bags, and they started cutting open these tennis balls. So the first problem was they thought we were smuggling in dope in these tennis balls. So finally we got to the meeting. There was 250 Japanese people there. None of them spoke English. So I'm up there with an interpreter. So I pick up a couple tennis balls, and I pick out a guy in the audience, and I go, bang! It hits him right in the head, falls on the table, knocks over a glass, and the whole room goes silent. So I go to my interpreter, I said, come here, and I go, you got to tell him you catch it, one gets it. So he goes, everybody goes, okay. So I pick up into tennis ball, start talking, spot another guy in the back, and I go like this, and everybody in the room went to catch the ball. So I got my interpreter, I go, no, one person catch the ball. So he goes, okay. So I go over here, and I'm going, by then I'm shell-shocked, right? So I pick out a guy, I throw a tennis ball at him, he jumps up, he makes a spectacular catch, the whole room bursts into applaud, and it worked. Then when I got all done, guess what happened? I said, thank you very much, and guess what happened? 250 tennis balls. Right back. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Throughout the years, and Party Pleasers started like 21 years ago, to be exact. There's been times when I've needed, help. Even forming a business, where do I go? For a long time, I was like cash business, and then it's like, man, this is getting so big. I don't know if this is legitimate. I need to become a legitimate business. And throughout my years, I've gone to seek help and people, and I've talked with SCORE, and I felt SCORE is a group that's out there, and Bob was part of SCORE. Finding an accountant was a real important thing. My first accountant I had, I felt stupid asking them questions. So I finally now have a good accountant that I can talk to and stuff. And Bob has helped me throughout the years. And we, with the Event Connections and with Perfect Wedding Guide, want to create a culture of helping businesses, helping small businesses get answers, solutions, and develop business plans to be successful. And hopefully what we're doing, Walk-In Wednesdays, what a great idea. You have an idea, you're thinking about something, you just walk in and go up to the office and talk with Bob. And Bob will just talk with you like a good friend, like the good friend that he is. So take advantage of that. We're here to help. Bob Bob's a rich man, and he's made all his money and everything, so he's coasting now and taking care of by sharing his knowledge and stuff with us. And there's a wealth of knowledge there. And this is what the environment that we want to create with Perfect Wedding Guide. Perfect Wedding Guide has always been a place where you could go and learn something and be educated. We want to take it a step further, and I hope you'll take advantage of some of these classes that we're offering for free and filling out that. And they really are free. And you know, if you want more, there's more that you can become associated with. So, all right, I just wanted to say thank you to Bob. And we're people that I have been helped with throughout the years. I'm asking them to come and share at these luncheons, and I hope that you'll talk with them. My accountant, you're going to get to talk to my accountant. I met her at a luncheon, just like this, and all these people are just great people. So I appreciate you being here today. I'm going to give it back to Mr. Calger. Here you are, Greg.
Thanks for joining us again for today's luncheon. We hope you found the material helpful in helping you grow your business. This information will be available through our Facebook page, so watch that page closely for when the links become available to download it. We also hope that you'll join our vendors group, which is information specifically for vendors to help them grow their business and find out more about Perfect Wedding Guide. Have a great afternoon. Thank you so much.